right, what's your name and age?
Corey Dwayne Bass, 47.
All right. Who is Corey Bass? You know, where you from?
Who is Corey Bass? Corey Bass is a winner. I'm from Cleveland, Texas. It was cool, you know, growing up, we knew everybody knew everybody. Played ball, all our friends, you know, got along up to a point. But
Oh, so you played sports in school?
yeah, football, basketball, track. I was all right.
Okay, so why did you move to Houston?
Well, I think I moved to Houston in 2016. I was dating a chick, you know, different scenery, bigger environment, you know, better opportunities. So yeah.
Oh, better opportunity meaning like what?
I mean, I was at the time I was trying to buy a house, and it was easier, and also it was a better environment. I also think that the health care was better also, so that was one of my main concerns.
Okay. So what it was like health poverty stricken in Cleveland or somewhere you come from?
I mean, at the time when I grew up, I don't think I would call it that. I mean, we weren't the richest people, but I don't think we would say we were poverty stricken. Now, my family, I mean, we was, I don't know, we were middle class. We were probably below that, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, we was in poverty. I didn't know it, you know what I'm saying? So, you know.
So your mom and dad still living?
Well, my biological dad, he's dead. He died when I was like, 17. My stepfather that raised me, he's alive. And yeah, my mom, she's alive. Yeah, I see her like every other day.
Oh, you have any kids?
Two boys, biological. We got adopted daughter, Imori. Yeah.
Oh, you have any grandkids?
6. 5
6?
boys, 1 girl. Yeah.
Oh, yes. What it's like being a grandfather?
Oh man, that's awesome. It's better than being a father.
Why you say that?
Well, I mean, you know, with the grandkids, they don't care about, you know, when they was little and how you messed up. They only care about the now. You know what I'm saying? So they love you, you know, how you are now. They like how you, you know, treat them, and they don't care about, you know. But with the kids, you gotta, with your sons, or you gotta you know, discipline them. You gotta, you know, tell them what they want to hear. Now, I mean, tell them what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. So, and with the grandkids, I can give them all the candy I want and send them back home when I get ready, you know.
It's true that. So we need to get to the meat of the questions. So as we can see, I mean, you know, the question is like, how long have you been in a wheelchair?
Me, I've been in the wheelchair since I was 16, going on 17, like 6 days before my 17th birthday. I broke my neck in a car wreck, you know, going to a college, you know, check it out, have fun, and with some friends. One of my friends fell asleep on the way back, and I was in the back seat asleep. And so I broke my neck in 2 different places. So I'm like a C5, 6 quad. Yeah.
Okay. So when you so where are they now?
Well, actually, one of the guys was my cousin, Amari. Other guy was named Bakari, aka Riri. What's up, Riri? You ever see this? And Amari, he lives in Houston. Riri's incarcerated.
Okay.
One of my best friends.
Okay. So at the time, you know, kind of elaborate more on the accident. You know, so were they around? I mean, how would you save? How would you save?
From the accident when I was in the vehicle?
Yes.
Well, yeah, actually, I was pinned down in the car. You know, I was basically I'm blessed because I mean I had to get the jaws alive to cut me off. My cousins they got out, ran down the road, tried to get some help and come back, but it wasn't nobody. So you know we called 911. No, they did actually. They ran to a guy's house, and he did come back and help us. Older white guy, and he came back and tried to help us, but he couldn't help us. So we had to wait till the ambulance people got there or the fire department, and they had to cut me out basically. But yeah.
So did anyone else get hurt?
Yeah, my cousin, he broke his collarbone, and I think he got a concussion. My partner Riri, he broke his jaw, but I got the worst of it. So.
So like, since you've been in a wheelchair, how has it affected you mentally and physically?
I would say in the beginning, mentally, it took a toll. You know what I'm saying? It was really, I think I was depressed in the beginning, stressed, because I could. It was different. You know, 1 minute I was this basketball player and, you know, running track and playing football and, you know, they had the full use of my body. Then in the blink of an eye, I was in a wheelchair, you know, was trying to figure that thing out.
So do you think about it, often? And how do you cope with it?
I think now I've made peace with it, you know what I'm saying? Because I got God in my life. That's my main, you know, my main support system right there, my family. And but I think about it about as much as, you know, anybody else. Because, you know, I think that now at this point, I've been in a wheelchair longer than I have been walking. So, because I've been paralyzed 31 years. So, this is like normal to me. It's natural. It's not like, oh, I'm in a wheelchair, I'm paralyzed another day. It's like human nature. I don't even give it too much thought.
So how do you feel about your independence?
Me, okay. For the independence, I try to stay independent as possible. I mean, like in the beginning, when I got paralyzed, I mean, I didn't have a lot of, people might think I might get a lot of smoke from this here, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I didn't have a lot of friends that was in wheelchairs, and that was really about design because, other than, you know, what we're talking about, your situation, but that was about design because I try to keep my life as normal as possible. And so most of my friends were people that was walking, so, you know, yeah.
Okay, so you only have like a handful of, so you only have a handful of people that help you. So how big is your circle?
My circle's small. It used to be big, you know what I'm saying, but I learned throughout life lessons that less is more, you know what I'm saying? So at this stage of my life, I think I just got a girlfriend, family members like my immediate family, and my sons, and like I said, my grandkids. But I keep my circle small because I did the friend thing.
So like, has there been times that you've been lonely, you know, alone by yourself?
I mean, me myself personally, I'm more of a person that don't like to be alone. So I kind of try to keep that, not be alone much as possible. At the end of the day, that's not my thing, you know what I'm saying? Like I told you before, nobody wants to be alone. So at the end of the day, I mean, I can be alone up to a certain amount of time, just being honest with you, but I don't like to be alone. So at the end of the day, shit, I get lonely, but I try not to be alone.
Okay, so why you don't want to be alone? What do you think? Do you sit there and think about things? What do you?
Yeah, my mind, it works a lot. If I'm alone or if I ain't got nothing to do, it just runs like, you know. And then like they say, the saying is silence can be so loud. And when I'm alone, it seems like it just no.
No.
It's a lot.
Well, yeah, being a bachelor, man. Of course, you already know one, but of course you got one. So you say, you know, we got to some people sensitive about this here. So what is your relationship like? How's your sex like?
I say it's like great, bro. You know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping on none of that shit. I'm good with the females. I don't have no problem getting females or dating, or I've been married, I've been engaged. Some of them work, some of them don't. You know, it's all about. I really think it takes a special kind of woman to actually myself to date a guy like us, because you have to have some type of, I don't know what the right word is, but it's got to be something inside you that makes you even consider, you know what I'm saying, dating a guy like in our situation. So I would say overall, I mean, my love life has been totally different than I thought it was when I first got in the situation. I was like, man, this is gonna be horrible because, man, girls ain't gonna be lining up to get in no relationship with a guy in a wheelchair. And then I'm not trying to be, like, how should I put it, capping, or I never had a problem getting females when I was walking. So when I got in the wheelchair, I was thinking, man, this it's gonna be an adjustment, but it was way different than I thought.
So do you think it's a stigma?
Yeah, because, you know, most of the time people have to get to know you, or they look at you, or they feel sorry for you in the wheelchair. But then when they get to know you and they see that you're normal, you can do everything, but you just have to do it a different way. That's how I look at it. I mean, I'm not handicapped, I'm handicapable, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, right, it's an adjustment, but, you know.
So who you think excluded?
Such as, you mean?
I mean, do you think anyone excluded from being in a wheelchair, or could it just happen anytime, anybody?
Oh yeah. When I was in the hospital, they had this thing, you know, in the blink of an eye, it can happen to anybody, anytime, anywhere, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I never thought that night when I went to go on that trip with my friends that when I woke up, I was gonna be in a coma or coming out of a coma and in a wheelchair. So yeah, you know, it can happen like all different kind of ways. Mine was with a car wreck. Some of my other friends, they had swimming issues or gunshot wounds. So to answer your question, yeah, it can happen to anybody at any time. Yeah.
Say, what's your what is your greatest fear? You know, right now. You know where you're at right now. You know, like, what's your greatest fear?
I mean, I don't really think I have fears, but things that I really don't want to not achieve, I would say regrets. You know what I'm saying? I will regret not reaching my full potential with this one life we got, because life is like a mist. You're only here for a certain amount of time. So my biggest regret was not to exhaust all my, you know, opportunities before I'm leaving here. That's probably would be it.
So now the stuff that you know now, you know, if you can elaborate on, what have you learned from, you know, from this injury? You know, stuff working with other people, you know.
I think the biggest thing I've ever learned from paralyzation is patience. You know what I'm saying? It has taught me that, you know, you can get stuff done, but sometimes, a lot of times, you're on other people's time. You know what I'm saying? It has also taught me to be humble. You know what I'm saying? And it has taught me to enjoy life. You know what I'm saying? Take it easy. Don't be in a rush. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I can have everything, but not everything all at once. That's what some of the main things it's taught me.
Okay, so would you rather have a stranger or a family? You know, to support you. What's your support like? I mean,
I think family is always the best to go with if you can get it. You know what I'm saying? If you can get that support, because, you know, families are ordained. You know, if you can't choose who you get as your family, and they love is more genuine than a stranger. Stranger, you know, they might love you, but I think that they're not gonna have that unconditional love that a family member will. Even though y'all like fall out or fall in or whatever, y'all go through y'all rough patches. But at the end of the day, family's always gonna be the better option than a stranger.
So how do you feel about the safety of your, you know, the future of your grandkids, your kids, stuff these days? You know what I'm saying? I know what's going on in society. And so what can you say to the ones out there that's going through?
I mean, with the generation now, I can't say they're no worse or no wilder than us. I just think they're doing it their way, and I think that my grandkids will be all right. You know what I'm saying? If they keep God first and just take their time and listen to what we tell them and the values that we instill in them, because the world is a lot different from when I grew up. Because we got this social media, we live in strange times. You know what I'm saying? Everything's way faster. Everybody's I think we had more simpler times because we went so a rush well, I ain't gonna say we went in a rush to grow up, but, you know, things was more move slower. You know, people cared more. You know, people quick to pick up guns now. I mean, we didn't have school shootings. We didn't have, you know, a lot of stuff they got going on there. We just did not have. We didn't have, I mean, metal detectors in our schools. We still had, like, you got whoopings by the neighbors and it wasn't a big deal because they were correcting your behavior. But these days, you touch any kids, one of the kids call CPS on you. I mean, you know, it's just strange times. But overall, it's interesting. I mean, I like the technology. I like the direction of some things going and some things I don't.
Okay. So I'm one last question. I'm gonna cut off. So I'm one last question. Why do you think that no one would want to be in a wheelchair? Be real.
Why no one wants to be in a wheelchair? Well, I think the biggest thing about being in a wheelchair is you just can't do it how you want to do it and when you want to do it. And there's a lot of restraints, you know what I'm saying? But it's better than option B to me, death. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's just not an ideal situation. You know, your independence is taken, you know, a lot of your freedom, you know what I'm saying? But it is what you make it, you know. I mean, you get lemon, you make lemonade. So complaining is just not an option. So, but overall, I think that your freedom, a lot of your, you know, just your independence is taken until you figure it out. And that's the main thing about it, figuring it out, because like I say, you can do anything. You just got to figure it out, one way or the other. Because quitting is not an option.